Hey, hello, Vineyard. I hope that the holiday week is treating you well. We got a lot of awesome going on. First, our Thanksgiving outreach has been finished, and 14 families were blessed with the groceries for a Thanksgiving meal. Also, the church building is decorated and ready for Advent, and our chili feed was amazing. Oh man, we had chili from like four different animals, all kinds of cornbread, cinnamon rolls. Dang, that was amazing. I do believe that you can gauge a church by the quality of their chili. And with that truth, I can say, Vineyard, we are pretty dang good. Well, as we're in various stages of holiday prep today, I want to reach back into one of the pieces of the armor of God that we talked about last Sunday as we wrapped up the Ephesians series. The shield of faith. We talked about this shield of faith, about this shield that would be stretched with a heavy animal hide. We talked about dipping the shield in water to bring it back to full capacity in terms of an effective defense against the attacks of the enemy. The shield rehydrated extinguishes the fiery arrows and it protects us from what flies our way. Now, we know that during holiday weeks, there tends to be more arrows in the air. Some that are directed and aimed right at us, and some that are just shot into the air indiscriminately, but dangerous just the same. We can focus on what the enemy is doing, shooting those arrows, or we can wet our shield and get on with the mission in spite of what the enemy is doing. One of the daily readings recently from Henry Nouwen said this: in our utilitarian culture, where we suffer from a collective compulsion to do something practical, helpful, or useful, and where we feel compelled to make a contribution that can give us a sense of worth, contemplative prayer is a form of radical criticism. It is not useful or practical. It's simply to waste time for and with God. It cuts a hole in our busyness and it reminds us and others that it is God and not we who creates and sustains the world. So, Vineyard, as we enter this holiday week, as we connect with family and friends in celebration, and as we connect with strangers as we move through the shopping, traveling, and preparation, let's also waste some time with God. Take a few moments and remember that ours is not a religion. It's not a series of things that we do that makes God do something in response. It's not about checking a box. It's a relationship that moved us from death to life. So let's waste some time in that life. Praying connects us to the reality that we just saw over our 3-month journey through Ephesians. It's life-giving. But also, it is our birthright as children of the King to go to him as our Father, the Father that chose us before we knew him. We connect to the power that brings life, and we see that power through us and for the sake of those around us. Also, praying reminds us that all of this is real. That God loved us so much that he gave his only begotten Son that we might know him. And now this Sunday, we're going to kick off the Advent season together. We're going to celebrate the kingdom of the living God breaking into our lives. And together we receive the blessing of the presence of God and the hope, peace, joy, and love that follows. Waste some time and wet your shield in the midst of all the busyness of what you've got going on this holiday week. For me, I'm thinking about this verse from Lamentations as I kind of get ready for Thanksgiving and what comes. This is Lamentations 2, verse 19. Arise, cry out in the night. As the watches of the night begin, pour out your heart like water in the presence of the Lord. I'm going to waste some time with God and pour out the contents of my heart like water in the presence of my Father that chose me. Vineyard, happy Thanksgiving. When I think about all of you, I am filled with gratitude. As I waste time with God this week also, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to see the Vineyard family as I do each Sunday. A picture of where you all sit in our family living room, moving from left to right, wall to wall, from the tables in the back to the cafe, just seeing all of your faces. And as I see your faces, all I can say is, Father, thank you. So, Vineyard, I'm praying for you. Please pray for me. I will see you on Sunday. Have a great, happy, and safe Thanksgiving.